Hey, this is Mad Movie Mark, the Mad Movie Mark Movie Review. Thank you for joining me as I review the 2023 French anime tech noir movie Mars Express.
Et tu fais quoi dans la vie?
Hey, well, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I am currently reviewing every movie that has a 100% fresh rating from the critics on Rotten Tomatoes in chronological order. That would mean Mars Express has a 100% fresh rating from the critics and an 89% fresh rating from the audience. I think that this review is going to be a little bit shorter than my reviews normally are because I don't have a whole lot to say about Mars Express, except for the fact that I didn't know that French anime movies existed. I thought that anime movies were only Japanese anime movies, so this is completely new to me. And I've never heard of a tech noir movie until I looked up Wikipedia and saw that that is what this was categorized as. So I thought this movie was good. I really enjoyed the character of Carlos. His backstory in this movie is absolutely phenomenal. He was the character I was rooting for the most. And then at the end of the movie, where he kind of realizes who he is and what he thought he was. It's an incredibly beautiful ending to his story and to the movie. It lasts for like 5 minutes and it's very celestial, but I thought it was really good. I thought it was a very good ending to this movie. The technology in this movie is also fantastic. There's a lot of different android robots going around, a lot of gadgets and gizmos that are really cool, and it's just interesting looking into what the future could possibly be for technology through the eyes of these movies, and it was neat. I really enjoyed it a lot. That being said, I thought the movie was kind of paced a little bit slow for me. To be honest, I was a little bit bored through the first half. The second half for me is really when it really picks up. I was also a bit confused as to what's going on screen at all times. This movie doesn't hold your hand. It doesn't really help you along when it comes to the plot, the characters, what's going on. It's stuff you really have to pick up on your own and you really have to figure out for yourself. And I don't know if I did that correctly throughout the entire movie, but it was fun and I had a lot of fun with it, and I thought it was really good. A little bit slow, but still fun to watch. So this movie, it takes place in 2200. It involves a detective named Eileen and her partner Carlos, who I said was my favorite character in this entire movie. In fact, Carlos, for me, made this movie better than it probably could have been. Uh, he just has such a beautiful story. So he died many years before this movie takes place, and when he died, they kind of took his soul and his essence and put it in this android robot and gave him like a hologrammy type head that looks like what he really looked like in real life before he passed away. But before he passed away, he also had a wife and a daughter. Now his wife and his daughter have been estranged, and they were estranged before he got in his accident, but now it's like so much worse than it was before. So it's really cool to me that you have this being that is now a robot, but he has this human backstory and he has like this life before he became a robot. And then throughout the movie, especially at the end of the movie, the whole basic end of the movie, I think, is dedicated to him trying to really come to the realization if he's actually alive, or if he really if the main core, the main part of him died years ago, and this is just kind of like him trying to stay alive and trying to be something that he's not, and should he actually like let himself go type of thing. That's like what I got from the end of the movie. It could be completely wrong because the end of the movie is a little difficult to understand, but that's what I got from it, and I thought it was absolutely beautiful, and I really love his character quite a bit. So Eileen and Carlos are hired by a wealthy businessman to track down a hacker. This hacker is illegally jailbreaking robots, but not only are they jailbreaking robots, they've also found a way to completely free the androids from their original processing. One thing also that I loved about Carlos, which I forgot to mention, was that he has like an older operating system and he has like an older build of Android. And there's times when he's like forced to upgrade his software. This is really funny because happens with like my phone all the time, where he's forced to update his software. So he goes and he like powers down and he tries to update his software, and it's like his memory is full and he has no way of like deleting anything. He has no way of freeing up memory, so he just can't update his software ever again. Which is when there are many times when I'm asked to update my phone and it says like my phone is full, and I don't know technology that well. I have no idea how to like free up space or anything. So I thought it was absolutely hilarious. There are points in this in this movie where like he's fighting or he's trying to get an objective done, and he just shuts down because it says he's like trying to download the newest upgrade. And it's just hilarious. It shows how great technology can be in the future and how amazing these gadgets and gizmos can be, but also how flawed they are because they have to upgrade all the time and sometimes they can't. Like, I just thought it was hilarious. His character is just so amazing. It's just absolutely phenomenal. So I thought the plot itself doesn't do a whole lot new as far as like a police procedural plot goes, except for the ending. The ending is so over the top that it really does make the movie for me. Even though the movie was fun, it was really funny to watch, and it was a nice ride to watch. There were parts of it that I thought were a little boring and a little slow. One of the bits of technology that I really love is that the two are in a car crash and they have like they're able to get like some foam, but they know they're going to crash, and they do something where like there's this foam that just erupts in their car and it causes the crash to like not hurt them. Like they're perfectly fine even though the car is absolutely destroyed. And then the cops come because the cops come to like arrest them, and the girl Eileen, she has like her gun out. She's gonna try to like get to a shootout with these cops, but there's foam everywhere and she can't move. The cops come and they have like this watering system that like cleans out all the foam. It's just really interesting technology that I would have never thought of, and it's crazy that people can have these ideas, and maybe one day it'll be real. I don't know, but it was really fun to watch. The technology is really cool. Like I said, I really love the character of Carlos. There were points in the movie that were confusing to me. There were points in the movie that I didn't understand. That's true for a lot of sci-fi movies. So, and yeah, I thought it was a good movie. I've read a few reviews. I don't normally do that, but I read a few reviews for this movie, and a lot of people consider this to be like one of the best movies of 2023. They consider it to be one of the better animes that have come out in a long time. I don't know if I agree with all that. Like, this movie's fine. I still prefer something like Mind Game, which came out in 2004. Even the animation for that movie is absolutely phenomenal. So unique. But I don't know if I would consider this like one of the like best movies I've seen in a long time, but it is a really good movie. I thought it was done really well. I give it an 8 out of 10. I hope you join me next time when I review a movie called Chuck Chuck Baby. Thank you. Have a great day.